Just mind my business. All right. Okay. Greetings, everyone. It is time for our podcast today, Parent Talk at Discovery Center. My name is Barbara Coverson. I'm the program manager.
And I'm Joey for the Family and Community Outreach Specialist.
And our topic today is the knowledge of parenting, which is kind of an overall topic, Joy, of what we do. We work with parents and help them with their parenting skills. We have, different services that we do provide that we'll talk a little bit about more about as we go along today. But overall, that's what we do. And I was just thinking with this topic today, the knowledge of parenting, we can kind of all agree, at least let us try to agree, that parenting is part natural and part learned. We don't have a lot of problems sometimes with the part natural part when we're working with parents. Um, it's the part learned. So let's just start with the part natural.
Mhm.
Um, it seems like you just ought to know, there are certain things that come with, they're just instinctive to being a
Mhm.
parent.
Right.
Is that right,
Right.
Joey?
That's true. Uh, Most times, you just you have your child and you just know you need to provide and take care of that child, provide food or shelter,
Mhm.
clothing, and things such as that because you feel naturally for your child and you want to do your best.
Yes.
However, along with that comes with learning a little bit more about
Mhm.
taking care of that child, helping you to find resources or know how to do this or
Mhm.
that or
Yeah.
provide or take care of the
Mhm.
feeding.
Mhm. Yeah.
Even though I can hug and take care of my child,
Mhm.
there are other things that I need to
Mhm.
know to do as well. So,
Right. And I was just thinking, I was thinking about my own son, like he's older now, he's 31. But when he was little, I really did, I felt so inadequate. Like, I mean, I have this child and I don't know what to, a lot of things I didn't know to do. And I made a lot of mistakes because I didn't know to do those things.
hmm
But there were things that, I knew that I was supposed to feed him and clothe him and have a shelter, we place for us to live, things like
hmm
that, feed, clothing, change diapers, all those things that came naturally with having a child and protecting them from the
hmm
evils of the world. That was
right,
natural.
right, all natural.
Yeah, but when I was just getting into it, as time went on, I started seeing some of the mistakes I was making.
Yeah, I
And I
understand.
guess that kind of bridges gap to when we ease on into the part learned.
hmm
Because so many things, so many mistakes that we make as parents don't have to be made.
That's
You
so
know,
true.
you don't know what you don't know, Joey.
hmm
If you don't, I mean, if I had known, I would have done it, but I didn't know.
hmm
And so there came a point where I had to just kind of like forgive myself and start from where, the point that I was at. And that's one of the things that we want to encourage our parents today, you know, um, because there is so much you can learn about parenting. And
hmm
we are here to help you.
Right. And it's okay not to know.
Hmm.
It's okay when you realize that you don't know
Hmm.
and to accept assistance as well.
Hmm.
It's okay.
You said the key thing, Joy, accept assistance.
hmm
Because it's the not knowing is not the real problem. It's the continuing to not know.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
um, if we could think about it like this, if someone had, I'm just going to say, it was a treasure hunt and someone had $1 million stashed, at a certain grid point,
hmm
in the park, underneath a bench or whatever. And the money was there for whoever knew it was there. So it's there, but you don't know it's there. And you could use this money.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So if you knew it was there and you needed the money, you would go and get it, right? I would.
Yeah,
Somebody tell me that grid point. Which park is that and what bench? I'm there. But if you don't know that, it's not benefiting you.
right.
And so there are some things that we're not knowing that's hurting us. And since we know that it is the knowledge of parenting is also hard learned. And guess what? And it could be something that you learned in the past that you need to relearn.
Mhm.
I was just thinking about there was there used to be where they would tell you uh when your children were asleep to lay them on their stomach.
Mhm.
And that was the going thing, lay them on their stomach when they go to sleep and like that. And now then they discover it with more science and stuff that contributes to sudden infant death syndrome
Right.
to see it.
Mhm.
So now they say don't let them sleep on their stomach. Okay, so that's something that evolved over time.
Right.
So if you still have your baby sleeping on the stomach, you don't know that you're putting your child in danger
Mhm.
for you know dying.
Right. That's so true.
Hmm.
That is so true. I believe we have to look at knowledge and receiving it as guidance.
Hmm.
Knowledge is just giving you guidance to
Hmm.
open up doors that you probably didn't even realize, or things you didn't realize you were capable of as a parent,
Hmm.
and to do and provide even more for your
Hmm.
family, you and your
Right,
family, to
right.
make it more a cohesiveness in within the home, or and
Yes.
build relationships. Because
Hmm.
I think we could all agree
Hmm.
that once we have learned things that we
Hmm.
fear of not thinking I don't have it right, or that I may mess this up or
Hmm.
something like this, that we have a feeling of accomplishment within us as well. So um, seeking knowledge and that guidance,
Hmm.
and just like you said about knowledge
Hmm.
about this,
Hmm.
you'll feel much better knowing that you're
Right.
providing the right
Hmm.
care for your child, especially with that
Hmm.
was a good example
Right.
about the putting them baby down to
Hmm.
rest or sleep
Hmm.
on their stomachs or not
Right.
on their
Hmm.
backs, high or
Hmm.
vice versa. So
Hmm.
that is something that is much needed.
Hmm. And when you're looking at learning about parenting and the skills that go along with that, there are a couple of things that come to mind. One is a lot of times when we have parents come to class, I'm a good parent, I'm not a bad parent, I'm not, we
Yeah,
get this whole little song and
sang
dance
that
about
song.
I'm not, and you know what? I always try to work on relieving the pressure of that because
Hmm.
uh, going to a parenting class or to a parenting support group does not mean you're a bad parent.
Right.
It actually means you're a good parent because you're wanting to do better. You're wanting to learn. So it shouldn't be viewed as some type of stigma,
Hmm.
um, because unless you seek knowledge,
Hmm.
seek information, you're not gonna have it.
So true.
Yeah, you're
So
not gonna
true.
have it. Yeah,
So true.
I was thinking we had a lady came, this organization came and did a workshop with us back in July,
Hmm.
um, on early childhood development, and
Oh
I was
yeah.
just remembering some of the things that she talked about and how important it was to just talk with your children where they could hear you saying words.
Hmm.
Just having little conversations with them so that they could hear those words and repeat those words. And I
Right.
and I was just thinking there were times when I came home and I was just exhausted and I wasn't trying to talk and I just wanted some rest.
Yeah.
But I realized now, that was something that he needed that could have helped stimulate his brain activity.
Hmm.
But at the time when he was little, I didn't know that.
Right.
And so, had I known, no matter how tired I was, I would have pressed my way on to have some words, some short conversation. We might not have been a long conversation,
Hmm.
but we would have had, even if he couldn't talk back to me, I could talk to him
Right.
and stimulate his brain activity. And I was thinking, it's little things like that that we don't know. And then guess what? the child does not stay 3 months old,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
doesn't
Mhm.
stay 6 years old. It grows and matures into a teen,
Toddler and
keeps going, right? And then
toddler.
before you know, it's a teenager and then an adult.
Mhm.
And so all those things that should have happened that didn't happen, the child is affected by it.
Mhm.
How they become who they become has been affected by the way you parented that child.
Right.
So I guess we're just trying to stress the importance of seeking out and gaining what you don't know,
Mhm.
and just recognizing, even though you may think you know, there's
Mhm.
still, I mean, we're still learning.
Right.
We're still learning. So I mean, and I just think if you're not still learning on in any area, you're stagnant. Something that's not
Right.
growing is dying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing, when
Hmm.
looking at the positive side of um, parenting
Hmm.
classes or
Hmm.
gaining more knowledge in parenting,
Yeah.
we all know that there is stress in
It
parenting.
is. Yeah.
And so this here is something that can help alleviate some of that stress.
Yes.
When you have more knowledge about
Hmm.
that, what parenting
Hmm.
or different areas of parenting or how to deal with something, or even when you get to see that others are dealing with some of the same things or something that you've already dealt with,
Hmm.
it helps to build a community as well as letting you know that lets you know that others are going through and
Hmm.
helps you to relieve those stressors
Right.
because
Exactly.
mhm,
And and just think about it. Child development is evolving. It's like uh, you need to know as a parent what your child should be doing
mhm,
and should not be doing at each stage of their life.
mhm,
And so then that gives you something to measure against.
right.
So you'll know that, if your child is, you know, 4 years old and not talking, not saying words,
So true.
this you should know that by that time they should have a little vocabulary.
Exactly.
And so then now you can measure, is there some kind of health issue?
Mhm,
What's really going on for the reason that my child is not talking,
mhm,
or something of that nature. And so child growth and development is something, as a parent, we need to know what I should be expecting. You
right.
know, if you have a 10-year-old that's still in a diaper, we got a problem. It shouldn't wait. It shouldn't take until the child is 10 to realize that they got some kind of health issue or something is going on here.
Mhm,
So that's why it's important to gain knowledge so that you will be able to monitor and to know what you can be expecting. Am I expecting too much? Am I expecting too little? Joe, we talk
mhm.
about how children, they're all unique.
Yes, they are.
So if you can have 4 children and they all be different. What work for one may
Don't
not
work
work
for
for
the
them other
other.
ones.
Right. They have their own personalities and
Hmm. Yeah. So and it's just good to know that when you're going through and you're learning about parenting. I try to use another scenario, analogy, Joey, about cooking,
mm,
because a lot of people can cook. I ask the parent, and yeah, I can cook, and I'm a good cook, and so yeah. And then I ask, can you learn how to cook something new? Yes, I can. Can you something that you already know how to cook? Can you improve on that recipe?
mm,
Yes, I can. That's parenting.
mhm.
So it doesn't make you a bad parent because you go to parenting class. It makes you be able to improve on what you're already doing,
Right.
and it makes you be able to learn something new that maybe you didn't already know, that's going to be helpful.
Mhm.
Everybody wins.
Everybody.
Everybody wins when you gain knowledge. You win. The
Mhm.
child wins. Society wins.
Win-win situation.
Hmm.
Yes.
because now the child is getting some things at the appropriate time in its life so it can grow up and be a successful adult.
Right.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
guess that's one of the things we want to talk about before we is to begin with the end in mind. What kind of child do you want your child to be as an adult? Parent to that, you know.
That's right.
What do you
Awesome.
want? Do you want them to be selfish? Do you want them to share? Parent to that. Do you want them to be able to be respectful, speak their own mind, but be respectful doing it? Parent to that.
Mhm.
When they're adults, do you want them to be able to get out of your house? Move to their own place, have their own family. So parent to that. Begin with the end in mind. So when you have that goal, that'll help you to stay focused on the goal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Right. That was good, Ms. Walker.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, Joy. We have so Joy, your son's a teenager, so you're
Yes,
right in the
indeed.
thick of things. You're in the
And
thick
so
of
I
things.
can definitely attest to that.
Yeah.
Gaining knowledge for his parenting has really helped me with him in dealing with these with the early teens as well as now being in the teens. So it helps. It helps a lot, and it alleviates some things, some tensions, as well as stressors. So it's good
Yeah.
when you, especially when you can find out how to best deal with something you've been dealing with, communication,
Right.
things such as that.
So yeah, and what we like to do here at Discovery Center, especially in the program that we provide, we have several different programs, several different services that we offer that can be beneficial to parents. For one, one of the curriculums that we teach is a parenting curriculum, and it's called the Act, Raise, and Save Kids. And so in that curriculum, it's a very good curriculum because it teaches you to parent through the eyes of the child. And so when this situation is going on, what is your child perceiving? What is your child processing? And if I know my child is processing this way, then now I can meet my child at that level and help them. And so it's one of the few curriculums that does that, because most parenting curriculums is just, this is what the parent is thinking, doing, whatever, and the child just falls in line. Right. Well, the child maybe will fall in line if the parent understood what the child was really feeling. Maybe the child has been disappointed several times, and so, that's why they're acting out. It could be all kinds of different things. So we get into some of those things in those sessions that we have with parents with that ACT curriculum to help raise children up to be safe and healthy and productive in society.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so that's one of the curriculum. Joy, you want to talk about the other one?
Yes, I want to talk about parent cafes.
All right.
Which is one of my favorites.
Okay.
I love them all. But this one here is near and dear to my heart as well, especially after experiencing it. It is a parent-led community group support group class. Parents get to share and learn and find support amongst each other by when we engage in meaningful conversation. We get to talk and hear by listening to each other about various issues. Talk about challenges, victories, of challenges of raising a family, navigating the different landscapes of parenting as well. Just increasing our well-being. So many different things that it can be covered within these support groups with what we call parent cafes as well. I will share this. One thing about it, when I was reading when I
Mm.
first started,
Mhm.
I always told Miss Barbara this was a blessing because I
Mhm.
enjoy this. But one thing I about parent cafes that really struck me was about the power of the conversation being invisible
Mhm.
and natural, and we tend to overlook that. Uh, the power of a conversation,
Mhm.
but parent cafes brings it out. It
Mm.
causes you to conversate in a way that touches you as well as a person or the people in the support group that you are conversating with. Now, I will say, it's again, it's parent led, it's guided, and you will receive something, but you have to know that we do have some guidelines. So
Mhm.
um, we welcome you to come in and participate in it. We do have, like to create a safe space. I'll say it like that,
Yes.
a
Mhm.
safe space where people can feel comfortable while
Mhm.
participating in our parent cafes.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think one of the things that comes out of that, Joy, almost all the time, someone says, especially with that first or second time, I thought this was only happening to me.
Yes.
And being a part of this group made me know that I'm not alone, and that and there are other people that this has happened to, and so we can share ideas. And then they start, well, there are things that's happening I can share, and
Hmm.
someone can glean and get something from me. So we're having a conversation, but it's a conversation on purpose.
Right,
Yeah, we're not
exactly.
we're not just sitting around gossiping. It's a conversation on purpose. I think you said it, Joy. It's guided, and so we
Hmm.
guide the conversation so that everyone gets to benefit from it. So that's one. And then we have another service that we offer, and it's called anger management. We have some anger management classes. We are adding a component where it will have some counseling and mentoring in it within it. But right now, we're just working on teaching skills in these classes, because you know children learn from their environment. And
Yes.
so if you're an angry parent, or your children are seeing you be angry and do violent things, they're going to learn that. And
Mhm.
so that's one of the things we want to work on. We talk about in the classes that anger is a natural emotion.
Mhm.
So it's not the anger that's the problem per se, but it's how you respond. So if
Right.
you react when you're angry, that's going to be explosive, and you're not going to be thinking clearly. But if you take time to respond, most likely you'll do something different.
Right.
Then you won't have to regret your actions.
Mm.
And so we talk about some skills that go along with being able to do that in those classes. And we are adding on um, and growing and improving in that area so that we can do counseling with it as well. So we find that some people need a little bit more in depth. And so yeah, so we're going to add some counseling in, and that's
Mhm.
going to be just awesome and great. Some mentoring
Yes. Yes.
for our families. Yeah, and so these classes, I guess we did tell them what time when
Oh,
we do this.
yes.
So the first one is on Tuesday, Joy. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Parent Cafe,
Parent cafes on Tuesdays at
11.
11 o'clock
Mhm,
a.m.
mhm,
Tuesdays here in person
mhm.
at 11 o'clock a.m.
Yeah.
Come join us for Parent Cafe.
Mhm. And then the ACT class, and so that's every Tuesday,
Hmm.
and the ACT class is every Thursday at 12 here in person. It's every Thursday in person at 12. And the anger management class is on Mondays from 10 to 12.
Hmm.
It's a little bit longer, a little bit more involved. So we do those every Monday from 10 to 12. We're able to give contact hours if someone needs contact hours. We're able to do certificates if someone needs to get certificates. We can do those things for you. And again, we're located here. We're part of the Starsville Tibbetts School District.
Right.
We're located here at Discovery Center, formerly Emerson. And our address is 1504 Louisville Street, right here in the big city town, home college town of Starksville, Mississippi. And so we just welcome you to come and join us. And Joey, we have a ball in our classes.
Yes, we do.
We enjoy. I think learning should be fun. Some things
I
are
agree.
just serious. Some topics are serious. So that's not to say, but I just, if I have to go sit in a class and be bored, Joy, I'm just not gonna make it.
Mm,
I'm not gonna make
right.
it. Mhm.
Won't be participating like you
Yeah,
need to.
no, so we try to keep it interactive,
Yeah.
so that you can be able to interact. Everything's confidential, and be able to learn. So we are just wanted to let you know about that today and kind of build a framework and to encourage you to learn as much as you can about parenting and to know that we are here to help you if we can in any way. And just let us know. You can give us a call here at the office at 662-615-0033. Again, that's 662-615-0033. You can check us out on our Facebook page at SOSD Discovery Center. And also, of course, our YouTube page is Parent Talk at Discovery Center. And so we just enjoy providing services to the families in our area. And we look forward to sharing with you again in the future.
Yeah.
We put these podcasts together twice a month. And we are looking forward to our next one. We have a special guest, some special guests that will be with us next time.
Yeah.
From the parent advocacy groups. So we are looking forward to that, to help parents know how to advocate for their children on behalf of their children when they were having to deal with another organization or a school district or whatever. So we'll have that hopefully with our next podcast. And so we're really excited about that one. So we do have special guests on with us from time to time. It's not always Joey and I, but Joey and I, we just get excited. So sometimes it's all we need is just the two of us. Yeah, just the two of us, Joey. All right. Joey, did we miss anything today?
We did. I think we covered a good bit. So.
All right. So we look forward to hearing from you, contacting us to join us for some of our classes, our support group, whatever, or if there's anything that we can do to help you, help your family, please reach out to us and let us know.
Exactly. We look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.